Hello students, welcome to Sir's classes. The topic of this video is ratio and proportion. First, we will learn about ratio. Now, what is ratio? Ratio is the comparison between two quantities in terms of magnitude. It is expressed like A divided by B or A is to B. It is expressed in any of these two forms. Here, the numerator is called antecedent and denominator is called consequent. Now, it is important that the comparison is done between two quantities of same unit. That is, comparison in same unit. Why it is important? Because suppose we have to compare between 5 meter and 25 centimeter. Now magnitude wise it would be 5 is to 25, which is 1 is to 5, but it would be false as 5 meter is a bigger quantity than 25. So in order to compare them, it is important that both of them should have same unit. That is, either this 5 meter should be written in terms of centimeter or 25 centimeter should be written in terms of meter, for making a correct comparison between these two values. Now there are some properties of ratio. The first property is that the value of a ratio does not change when the numerator and denominator both are multiplied or divided by same quantity. Now suppose we have a ratio A divided by B, then this is equals to Ka by Kb, which is equals to La by Lb, and so on, where K and L are some positive or negative number, but it is not equals to 0. This K and L are not equals to 0. Similarly, A by B is equals to A by K divided by B by K. This is equals to A by L divided by B by L, where L and K are not equals to 0. Next is that the ratio of two fractions can be expressed in the form of ratio of two integers. Suppose we have two fractions, 3 by 4 and 5 by 7. So the ratio between these two fractions is equals to 3 by 4 divided by 5 by 7, which is equals to 3 into 7 divided by 4 into 5, which is equals to 21 by 20 or 21 is to 20. Now next property states that suppose we have a ratio A by B or A is to B which is greater than 1, then for every positive K we would have A plus K divided by B plus K, or the ratio between A plus K is to B is to K should be lesser than A by B, which should be lesser than A minus K is to B minus K. Similarly, if A by B is lesser than 1, then for every positive K we would have our A by B is lesser than A plus K divided by B plus K, and it should be greater than A minus K divided by B minus K. Next is that if A by B, C by D, E by F, G by H are some different ratios, then A plus C plus E plus G divided by B plus D plus F plus H, this must lie between the lowest and highest ratios. Now, there are different types of ratios. The first is reciprocal ratio. Reciprocal ratio or inverse of a ratio is basically interchanging the position of antecedent and consequent. That is, reciprocal or inverse of A by B is B by A. Here, B by A is the reciprocal ratio of the ratio A by B. Now, if A by B is equals to C by D, then their reciprocal ratios are also equal. That is, B by A is equals to D by C. Next is compound ratio. Compound ratio. Now, if A is to B and C is to D are two ratios, then their compound ratio is given by AC is to BD. So it is their compound ratio. Similarly, the compound ratio of A is to B, C is to D, and E is to F is ACE is to BDF. Next is duplicate ratio. Multiplying the ratio by itself gives duplicate ratio. That is, A square by B square is duplicate ratio of A by B, and square root of ratio is termed as subduplicate ratio. That is, root over A divided by root over B is subduplicate ratio of A by B. Similarly, A cube by B cube is triplicate ratio of A by B, and cube root of A is to cube root of B is subtriplicate ratio of A by B. Now, suppose we are given that A is to B is equals to 1 is to 4 and B is to C is equals to 9 is to 5. Then A is to B is to C is equals to 1, 4, 9, 5. First we will multiply 1 into 9. So 9 is to, then 4 into 9, which is 36, is to 4 into 5, which is 20. So A is to B is to C is equals to 9 is to 36 is to 20. Similarly, if we are given A is to B, B is to C, C is to D, and D is to E, then A is to B is to C is to D is to E will be found as following. First, we will write A is to B, so we will write 1 times A, 4 times B. Next is B is to C, we will write 2 times B and 3 times C. Next is C is to D, we will write 3 times C and 2 times D. And next is D is to E, so here we will write D 4 times and E 1 times. So our A is to B is to C is to D is to E is equals to A into B into C into D is to B square into C into D is to B into C square into D. It's B into C into D is to B into C into C into D is to B into C into D into D is to B into C into D into E. Now suppose we have A is to B is equals to 1 is to 2, B is to C is equals to 1 is to 3, C is to D is equals to 1 is to 4, and D is to E is equals to 1 is to 5. So from here we will get A is to B 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. B is to C, it's 1, 1, 3, 3, 3. C is to D 1, 1, 1, 4, 4, and D is to E is 1, 1, 1, 1, 5. So our A is to B is to C is to D is to E is equals to 1 is to 2 is to 6 is to 24 is to 120.